If you want the one thing from advertising, it's like negative keywords / settings, and you're golden.
So Larry Kolinek says, hello, Larry. It really sucks that exact match turned into what Google thinks is related, i.e. close variants. And then on the flip side, I'm amazed that some accounts perform really well with broad. Hey, Larry, I've been saying broad for years, but I will caveat that sometimes broad works beautifully and other times it doesn't. So it doesn't always work, but yeah. So your negative keyword list should be your best friend. Absolutely 100%, Larry. What hasn't changed, you must test. Yeah, so the principles remain the same. Don't get me started on the disappearance of actual search terms. So yes, Google took search terms. For people that don't know or relatively new, Google did remove a lot of search term data a couple of years ago, might have been 3 years ago. Then they gave us a bit of it back. But certain industries, certain accounts, particularly lower spend or lower impressions, tend to not see a lot of data in the search term reports. So you might see, oh, I've got 5 conversions. You go and look in your search term report and it's showing you 3 conversions and the other 2 are from unknown sources, which I find bizarre, because it's like, if that person's prepared to click an advert and convert, then surely their data should be visible. Their search terms should be visible inside Google Ads. But hey, privacy,
I have around that is you be hot on your account, check it once a day. Because some of those, you'll get the impressions or like the impressions and the click data that day, and then it disappears after for the search term. So if you're just a bit faster on it, you can write your negative keyword list out and also add them as keywords. Mostly it's negative keywords for me. I don't really care about adding new because you've already got that click. So the only tip and workaround is just get on that fast.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. A lot of work is with keywords is upfront selecting your keywords, and then most of it's negatives, and it's actually quite rare, especially using broads, that you then add more keywords. You're essentially a negative. It's a negative nursery, isn't it? And I did go back to Larry asking him if he felt that broads had changed over those years. So yeah, he's essentially found that broads have worked in certain circumstances. Adrian Bold, fellow Brit and cynical bastard, he says it pays to be negative, which is obviously a pun. So I don't know why I've consistently positioned negative keywords as the most important aspect of an effective account. Agree or disagree? Negatives the most important thing, Michael?
Yeah, negatives and keywords. Like, ultimate success doesn't come from doing things right. It comes from not doing things wrong. So every $100 you have, you reduce the wastage, and then all that money is being allocated to proper things. And negative keywords and settings are the 2 things you need to be laser focused on from the start, and then everything will just work. If you want the one thing from advertising, it's like negative keywords / settings, and you're golden.
He then goes, bless you, Adrian. He goes on for a bit of a ramble, which I won't read out. But yeah, he's okay. Dave Ashley.
Cool.
Thank you. No, thanks, Adrian. But I agree. Well, we both agree. Negatives are pretty high up there. Dave Ashley. Wow, things that haven't changed. That's hard. See, Dave, we disagree a bit with that. So Dave's coming from the angle that a lot of things have changed, but the context of that, is that features and stuff in Google Ads, or is the underlying
strategy
thing? Making sure that conversion tracking is set up properly. Yeah, that's 101. It should always be the case. We can still safely ignore what Google reps have to say. Not making changes to the account. Now this is important. So what hasn't changed? Not making changes to the account early if there hasn't been enough clicks. So both ramping up or turning off too early, which is completely right. I did a soundbite about this, sort of a ramble about what the first week or month looks like in an ad account. And Dave's completely right. If you've done your job well, give it a chance to produce some data for you. I'm not saying don't touch an account. If you've started a brand new account or campaign and it's going completely tease up, it's spending 10 times what you expected or whatever, obviously step in. But you do have to have a bit of patience and inform your client of how things work. you know, they might watch Big Al yesterday and think that it happens overnight, but they've got to be patient to spend the money to essentially research the market and get that data in. And then finally, he says testing broad match has improved, but he's not believing the hype around AI, which I kind of agree in terms of Google Ads. Yeah, still uses exacts in large accounts. Yeah, exacts, definitely. Google AI, what do we think in terms of Google Ads? Does it even exist yet, Michael? Is it doing anything that we can see?
I'm seeing nothing of value. If there's any intelligence, it's actually just from maybe some of the bidding models in the back end, even if they work. That's the only thing. Some of these copy recommendations, everything I just think's rubbish. I think you need more control, because the less control you have, the less, like, I've never seen an account that has followed the Google recommendations, the Google AI, that stuff that's outperformed someone just doing it properly. At the same time, I've seen people do the SCAGs thing and then just like, they're just too old school. So you've got to find this perfect blend of like the new way approach blended in with old school strategy or old school psychology.
Yeah, I think that's more relaxing a little bit on, I mean, keywords is the prime example. If you've got an exact keyword that's not spending what you need it to spend to get results, but it is getting some results, it's like, well, chuck a broad in and just test it and control the outcome a bit with the budget. So, you know, pull the budget back a little bit, chuck a broad version in, just see what it does. Keep an eye on the search terms. Do they look relevant? Are they out of context? If AI or Google's AI was that good, we'd see better context in the search terms, tighter. Its ad copy would be a bit better by now. The YouTube ads it creates for PMax wouldn't be shite. So we're a bit off, because the automated stuff, I don't think it's AI though. This is more machine learning stuff inside Google Ads, like the bidding engine stuff. And the thing with the bidding engine, we just have to take Google's word on how sophisticated it is, really. If we're getting results, it's like, the bidding engine's amazing. But if it's not doing what we want it to do, it's like, well, maybe I should do manual bidding, but then I lose all this machine learning. But you don't actually know what that is. It's what Google tell us is happening.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, hey, look, automated bidding, it's definitely a step up. It's been around for donkey's years, but it's definitely a step up from doing things manually.